So, if it is the case that you are not managing for the moment, but for the future, obviously you have a view. Where do you want to take ACE, Liberty and Stone from there? And what's your objective for the next 5 years?
Well, the first objective we've got in mind, I mentioned before, we want to get the portfolio up to £100 million value. I can see that we will do that. We'll finance that from the facilities we have available, and we will find more properties that fit the same criteria we've got at the moment. So that's broadly where we want to go. The other factor that's come into it is that in the early days, we considered ourselves to be very opportunistic in terms of the properties we bought. We still are that, but we're not looking quite so much now for a short-term capital gain out of holding a property. So we're not looking to turn all our properties over in 2 to 3 years. It'd be a lot of work to do that, of course. But what is happening, because the portfolio has grown, the gearing against rental income has changed. I mentioned we've doubled our size in the last 2 years. The overheads we had for a rental income of 2.5 million are very similar to what we got for a revenue of 5 million. So by opening up that gap, we make the company much more profitable. So we're now very much looking at the way we can use the rental income. We've obviously got interest charges to pay, but the gross contribution from that more than covers our overheads and creates a surplus, which of course we're very pleased to use either for further development and continue the growth, or an imbalance again to reward our shareholders. So that's really where we're aiming to go, very much continuing the way we're going, but with increased profitability based on the growth we've achieved in the recent past.